Hello and good morning. As always, say hi. Let me know who's here. And we'll get ready in a few moments. Let's double check everything's okay. Hey, Sheena. Cool. Looks like we're working. What else have we got? Here's Ruth. A few people coming on now. So as you're coming on, say hi. Let me know you're here. Hey, Brona. I think we're in for a nice day today. No rain, I think. Hey, Bernadette. What else have we got coming on? So a few minutes before we get going, you won't need a towel today. Don't need a towel. Hey, Ursula. So I said you won't need a towel today. I've got a new session for you today. Just make sure you've got a mat or a cushion for knee, if anything we're kneeling down, so just make sure there's one of them handy. Hey, Kevin. Again, another couple of minutes before we get going. What else have we got coming on here? It's Helen, how are you? I'm very well, Sheena, thank you. Very well, thank you. So as I said, anyone who's joining now, if you've done the previous session that I was teaching, no towel needed today. And we've got some new stuff for you, or new formatting. So we'll see how we get on with this. Right, so we'll get ourselves going. And the first thing we're going to do is breathing. So we'll do child's pose breathing. So child's pose breathing, child's pose comes from yoga. You might want to use a cushion for your head. So I'm just going to demo it first, have a look at me, and then I'll get you to go. So basically what we want to do is we want to support our head in whatever way is comfortable for us. So you can use a cushion and just simply kind of rest down like so. You can use your own fist. You don't necessarily need a cushion. And you can also just pop your head flat on the mat or the floor. You can double up your fists, or you can pop a fist on a cushion, just depending on how much tightness is running through your spine. Because if we can't get a nice relaxed kind of spine in this position, we don't want to be trying to support in our head with our neck. So that's our first one. We're just going to breathe through that. So when we're breathing through that, we're trying to really expand this area. So our spine is kind of stretched and open here in this area. So as we're going to breathe, we're going to try and breathe as wide and expansive as we can. Breathe out. And when we're breathing in as well, because you're folded over on top of your thighs, you should feel that inflation kind of pushing into the thighs, like the balloon inflating through there. Okay, so we'll do that for about 60 seconds. So set yourself up, get yourself ready to go. In 3, 2, 1, go for it. So just relaxing the hands down, relaxing the shoulders. Trying to breathe through that kind of mid area of the back, and also through the kind of lower ribs and the belly in the front. Think about breathing wide, so expanding the rib cage out to the side as you breathe in. Try and get rid of all the air. It helps to get a fuller breath in on the way back in. Good stuff. We'll keep it going, a few more. So again, get rid of all the air. And then once it's all gone, we're taking that breath in, trying to expand out to the sides, into the mid back. Feel that kind of balloon expand inside and come in towards the thighs. And done, good stuff. So if you come up to standing for this next one, what we're going to do is a little bit of a kind of a body check-in, okay? So what we're going to do is just going to do a couple of movements, and just what I want you to do is just kind of notice how they feel. So we're going to stand roughly feet just underneath the hips, and all we're going to do is just going to reach down to one side, reach down to the other side, and just go from side to side like so. And as I said, just notice how they feel. One might feel different to the other. We'll just kind of get a sense of kind of what you're feeling. You might feel a bit of stiffness or tightness getting towards the end. Again, you're getting into a full range of movement, so that's normal. Just going from side to side. Now, what's handy with this is if we do this more often, we can start to notice changes, either improvements or regressions. And again, it's a nice thing to do is just to check in with your body to see how it's actually moving and feeling. So side to side like so. Now what we're going to do is we're going to try and move our hips side to side. So shift from side to side. So sorry, I didn't meant to say follow along with me while this one, because it's very straightforward. You just got to go side to side. So just shift the hips from one side to the other, one side to the other. Just shift over, shift over. And again, like when I'm coming over here, I have a bit of a right hip niggle. So that's tighter than that. So I feel more restriction when I get to there rather than when I'm getting over to the left side. And again, these are just kind of things that we might feel improving as we do this more often. Or you may even kind of feel, oh, that's feeling a bit tighter than normal. I wonder why that is. And then we can put in exercises to improve and correct that. Perfect, good stuff. Let's go on to the shoulders. So just roll them up and back, roll them up and back. And again, there may be clicks and crunches doing this. It may feel stiff and tight, it may feel nice and loose. Just rolling them back again. Keep following along with me. And let's go the direction. Up and forward, up and forward, up and forward, up and forward. Again, nice and loose, not forcing any range of movement, just seeing what your body is giving you today. Lovely, good stuff. Then we'll do some arm spirals, so hands out. Turn the palm up on one side with the other hand, then you're going to turn that back down and around. And then just rotate side to side, like so. So go for it, follow along with me. Again, just see how much turn and twist you can get in those shoulders, especially the back shoulder. Can you turn it right around so the hand is, back of the hand faces the floor. And then the front hand, palm up, little finger towards the roof, turn the elbow a little bit more around. A couple more. And done. Just with the head, just turn and look over each shoulder, like so. Again, no forcing of the range of movement, just seeing what's there, what your body's giving you. Is there a difference from one side to the other? Again, no forcing the movement. Take your time. Be relaxed and in control. Perfect. And then we're going to tilt the ear to the shoulder from side to side, like so. So again, follow along with me once you're fairly happy with what we're doing. Tilting side to side. Left ear to left shoulder, right ear to right shoulder. Keep the shoulders down though. Perfect, good stuff. And then onto our hips. So hands onto the hips is good for this one. Feel the two bones at the front. We're going to try and tilt them downwards. So we kind of end up with an arch through our lower back. And then we're going to tilt them upwards and our tailbone tucks in underneath. So see if you can tilt your pelvis. Imagine your pelvis is like a bucket and you're just rocking that bucket, tilting it forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. If you're finding this one tricky, soften your knees a little bit. It'll just help you get a sense of the movement. Ideally, if you did it with straight legs, it's going to give you a true sense of what's going on in the pelvis. But you can soften your knees. Tuck and tilt. Tuck and tilt, tuck and tilt, tuck and tilt, tuck and tilt. Couple more. And relax, good stuff. And then lastly, what we're going to do is standing on one foot, ankle circles. If you need to, you can kind of use a door or a wall to balance with. Just over and back in one direction to start off with. Try and get as big a circle as you can. Notice you might feel a bit of a less smooth portion. It might feel harder to get a full circle the whole way around. And change direction the opposite way. You'll also feel your standing leg working on this one as well. So ankles rolling around. Big circles. Again, do you feel it getting clunky anywhere in terms of I can't get a smooth enough circle trying to draw with that toe? And relax, and then another leg. So again, use something for a little bit of balance if you need to. Ankle circles all the way around. Keep it going. Right the way around. Up and over and around. Again, I injured this ankle before and it's definitely not as smooth as my right side. It's also my left foot, which doesn't have as much coordination. Okay, change direction, other way. So, see if we can get a little bit more smoothness in the circle. All the way around, big circles. Imagine there's a pencil on the end of your big toe. And done, good stuff. Shake out the legs, perfect. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to do some couple of more warm-up exercises. So we're going to do some foot clocks. So for the foot clocks, instead of doing the full clock, we're going to do 10 to 6. So basically what we do with the foot clocks, just watch me on this one first of all. So I'm going to turn my hips to face the 10 o'clock position, and I'm going to tap my toe over there. So this standing leg is straight. Try and rotate and build that rotation as you do it. I'm going to use my foot to kind of stop me there, okay? Because this kind of springiness in my hip is going to pull me back closer to center. So I'm going to push myself around, tap the toe down. I'm not putting my weight on the floor, on the front foot, but I'm using that to stop me from sliding back around. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come all the way around to 6 o'clock. Now, again, I'm going to pause in this position. I don't want you to pause too long in this position, but you're going to try and have your hips completely open. So my back hip now is facing 6 o'clock there. So I'll show you from the side. I'm going to face 10 o'clock, and then I'm going to come all the way around and try and open up my hips as much as I can to 6 o'clock. Now, when you're at 6 o'clock, you're not going to be way over here because I don't want you shifting your weight. So make sure you're coming over, and the closer you are to the standing foot, the easier that's going to be. The knee will be slightly bent on the standing leg as well. So I'll show you a few of them. So my 10 o'clock, 6 o'clock. When I get to each point, I'm going to push my foot into the floor. I'm not going to put my weight on it, but I'm going to push it into the floor just to pause in that position, and then try and get my hips a little bit more open on the 6. Pause, try and turn a little bit more towards 10. Focusing on your hips, opening up, and you'll probably lose balance a little bit on this one, but that's okay. So use your foot for balance. Try and open yourself up, rotate, turn, rotate, turn, like so. And you can do it beside a wall or a door to do that. So we'll do that for 30 seconds on one side and 30 seconds on the other side, okay? So set up, stand on your left leg. We'll do 10 to 6 first of all. So ready to go. 3, 2, 1, go for it. So turn the hips towards 10 o'clock, toe touching down, open yourself up. 6 o'clock, try and open the pelvis up perfectly, back to 10. And again, just go whatever pace is suitable for you, but you're trying to see if you can turn the pelvis more, like as if you're trying to get to 9 o'clock. And then when you're at 6, you're going to try and open up a bit more to 6, as if your back hip was going to go to 7. And again, try to keep most of the weight on the standing leg. When you're at 6, the knee is bent. When you're at 10, the leg is straight, the knee is straight. Turning around. Straight leg to 10. Bent knee to 6. And done. Good stuff. Okay, swap over, change it over. So this time we're going to go from 2 o'clock, around to 6 o'clock, okay? So 3, 2, 1, and go for it. Turn to 2, see how much we can face, 2 o'clock, and then all the way around to 6. Tap the toe for balance. Remember, the knee is bent at 6 o'clock and straight at 2 o'clock. And again, it's meant to be wobbly. Ain't meant to be easy, this one. Turn to 2, open up to 6, get your balance, open up a little bit more. Turn to 2, see can you turn the pelvis towards 3 o'clock even, all the way to 6 o'clock, get your balance. And again, tap down at any stage you need to feel like. If you lose balance, try and build it. Build the control. Couple more. And done. Good stuff. Lovely. Okay, so shaking out those legs. We'll do those again later on in the session, so we'll get plenty of practice at that. Then we're going to do 2 more on our warm-up. So what we're going to do is a half frog with hip rotation. For a half frog, we're going to set up like so. So one knee down on a mat or a cushion, other leg out straight. Hands will be down in front of you. And if you watch the long leg, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit back a little bit, and then I'm going to turn my toe up towards the roof. So I'm actually rotating from, see my knee, I'm going to try and turn that around. So the toe comes up towards the roof and back towards the door there behind me. And then I'm going to turn in and try and lift my heel up and turn my hip inwards. You may get a crampy sensation in this position. Just go with whatever you feel is okay for you. And then, so we're going to turn. And essentially what we're doing is we're rotating this hip. So we're going twist, 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 twist. You're turning the knee as well as the foot. So the whole thigh coming from the hip joint is turning and rotating. Okay, we'll do that 30 seconds on each side. So get yourself set. So on one knee, leg out straight, roughly the ankle in line with the knee. Hands out in front of you, but you're going to lean back. So there's not a huge amount of weight on your hands. Okay, so you're leaning back onto it. 3, 2, 1, go. Just gently rotate and turn your hip from one side, and then lift the heel up to turn the knee inwards. Turn the knee up and out, turn the foot with it. Turn the knee inwards, lift the heel up. Go whatever range is comfortable for you. That might be millimeters, it might be inches, it doesn't matter. The intent when you get to the end range, can you get a tweak a little bit more out of it? Just eke a little bit more, turning the knee a fraction more, in and out. Rest, good stuff. So we shall swap over. So other knee onto the mat, leg out straight, hands down out in front of you, and then focusing on the foot. 3, 2, 1, go for it. Sitting back, turn around, and then lifting the heel up, turn the knee in, lift the toe up, turn the knee out, lift the heel up, turn the knee in. Remember, you're sitting back for most of this. There's more weight sitting back on your body as opposed to onto the hands. And just get whatever you can. You'll feel a stretch in the inner thigh. You'll feel the outer hip working on various stages. Last one. Lovely, good stuff. And we will get to do that again during the course of the session. So now, this last one is very tricky, okay? But just again, requires practice. The first time you'll be doing this. So we're going to do a wall facing squat. Now, the closer you are to the wall, the more challenging it's going to be. So I'm going to kind of face my door here to show you, okay? So if I stand back here, I'm going to have my hands up and my hands turned out, okay? And I'm going to start to squat down, okay? Now my hands are barely tipping the door when I'm at the bottom, so I can do that. If I come right in, now I can't do this when my toes are actually touching the door, but if I come down, I'm going to get stuck here. If I keep going down, I'm going to fall backwards. Obviously, you don't want you to fall backwards. So start off away from the door, do a squat. If you can do it fairly comfortably, step in a little bit closer and just find, and when I say a little bit closer, you're talking a centimeter or two, not a couple of inches or anything like that, just tiny little bit on each squat. So it'll look something like this: is I'm away from the door, I can squat fairly comfortably, I come in by the center, I come in by a centimeter, So each one you're going to do is just find that range of movement. My nose is getting very close to the door now. And I'm about there where my balance might be challenged if I do a few of them there. So I've moved in a good bit closer to the door. So that's what you're going to do for about 30 seconds, okay? 30, 40 seconds. So again, find something first time doing this, find something that's fairly doable, easy for you to do. Again, the more you do this then over the course of the sessions, you'll get a sense of it, okay? So just face the door, a couple of inches, maybe an entire 1.5 feet away from it to start off with. 3, 2, 1, go for it. So facing your water door, hands stay overhead, squatting down, back up. If that's comfortable enough for you, take a centimeter step forward, squat down, back up. If that's comfortable, step in. If not, just stay where you are and do a few of them. To find your position where you feel like if you went any closer, you might not be able to get down as low, or you might end up falling backwards because you want to kind of lean in towards the door. Hands up overhead and then wide. 1 or 2 more if you can. And done. Good stuff, lovely. So, good work. Give yourself a breather and a drink of water. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go on and do some core work. So, core and a bit for the lower back. So, these ones are called crawls. There's a couple of different ways you can do these. You don't actually have to crawl. So, we can set up on all fours. Again, anything, if you feel when you're on your hands, if you feel tightness in your wrist when you're pushing there and leaning on it, you get a cushion and just put the heel of your hand on the cushion. It generally takes the pressure off it. But from this position, what we're going to do is lift the knees off the floor. So that's your first step. You can just hold that position. That requires a good bit of coordination, strength, and balance. Or you can step the knee forward on the opposite hand and then the other side, and just do 2 or 3 steps forward and 2 or 3 steps back, nice and slowly. Ideally, what we're trying to do when we're doing this is we're trying to sync opposite sides, okay? So left hand, right knee, right hand, left knee. Now, as I said, if that coordination is too much for you, just hold that position. Your body will be working in that position strongly. If not, as I said, you can come up and then try and step small, tiny little steps, 2 or 3 steps forward on each side, and then stepping back 2 or 3 steps. But essentially, when you come back and hands are level, knees should be level. So you're trying to sync the distance that you're stepping and coordinate them so they're kind of the even distance, not big giant steps or anything like that. So try it out. We'll do about 60 seconds on it. And you can pause down, drop down to your knees, take the weight off your hands if you need to. Just try it out and see how you get on, okay? So 3, 2, 1, go for it. So we're in a crawl position here, knees slightly off the floor. If you can, step it forward and step it back. Try and sync the same hand, opposite knee. So one hand, opposite knee. One hand, opposite knee. And so if you're holding still, just keep your weight slightly back off the hands so you're on the legs a little bit. You might hold that for 5 to 10 seconds and then back off out of it onto your knees. Give yourself a little bit of a breather. After 10 seconds, you can come back in and hold. And I said, same thing, if you're doing the steps, you can take your pressure off and hold. Give yourself a breather for a few seconds. So got about 20 more seconds. So again, you can do 10 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest here, whatever you want. Just play with it. See how it feels. Super stuff, and rest. So this next one, then we're going to do some long levers. So we're going to stretch out the lower back and the hips a bit. So you're going to lie out straight like so on your back. So watch me doing it. One hand above the head. So I'll show you what I'm going to do on this side. I'm going to push my heel away from my hip as much as I can. I'm going to let my hip drop as well. So the hip and the heel pushing down away from my head. And then my shoulder and my hand, I'm going to reach up overhead as much as I can. So I'm trying to open up this side here, okay? I'm trying to get a big stretch on this side. And to help it out, on the opposite side, what I'm doing is I'm reaching down with my shoulder in my hand, and I'm trying to hike my hip up on this side. And I'll show you what that looks like here on this side. I'm trying to hike that hip up and reach that shoulder down. So I'm closing one side and allows me to open up the other side, okay? So we'll do that on one side for 30 seconds. So I'll show you a few what they look like. Open, open, open on this side, and what I'm doing on the other side, as I'm doing that, I'm closing, closing, closing. So we'll do one side for 30 seconds, just open it, and then the other side. Okay, ready to go. 3, 2, 1, go for it. So reach up, hike the hip on one side so you open the other hand, relax. Reach the hand as far away as you can over the head. Reach the shoulder up towards your ear. Reach the heel away from your body and torso. And with the other side, hike the hip up, reach the shoulder down on the other side. Try and touch your knee with the hand on the other side, obviously keeping your body straight. Keep your head straight as well. Reach, 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 reach on both sides. One more. Done. Good stuff. So swapping it over then onto your other side. The other hand will be up. You're going to reach away and reach the shoulder down and relax. And 3, 2, 1, go for 30 seconds. Reach and relax. Reach and relax. Super stuff. Big reach. Try and reach the shoulder down towards the hip or the pocket. Lift the hip, hike it up on that short side. So you get to open the other side. Push the heel away. Reach the shoulder towards the ear. Reach the fingers as far away from the head as you can. And done. Good stuff. Lovely. So give yourself a breather and we'll do those two one more time. So we shall go for the crawls or slash the hold position. Hey, Sue. So again, to remind you, the crawls, set up on all fours, lift up and hold. You either hold that position, again, holding that position, you should feel a bit of tension and tightness kicking in along here as your body holds you in that kind of like tabletop position. And then as I said, if you want to challenge yourself more on that one, you take your steps and you're trying to sync and coordinate your steps so it's at the same time, right hand, left foot, left hand, right foot. Small, tiny steps like centimeters. That's all we're looking for. So set yourself up. 3, 2, 1, go for it. Up and hold. Or if you want to try a few steps. And again, just a couple forward and then take them back. Try and sync them. So opposite sides. It'll be harder than it looks. And again, you're just trying to coordinate. If you want, when you get back, just drop to your knees. Take the weight off your hands. Give yourself a little breather. We're about halfway through, so we'll do another 30 seconds on these. And again, whatever you feel is challenging enough for you. And again, you can kick back in anytime you want to hold that position and take a few steps. Coordinating opposite sides. Small steps, not too big. A few more seconds if you can. And done. Lovely, good stuff. So back to our long levers. Legs out nice and straight. Hands over the head. Get ready. One side long, one side short. 3, 2, 1, go for it. And when you're in your most kind of stretched and reached position, see if you can go a little bit more. See if you can get the shoulder down towards the armpit on the short side a bit more. See if you can get the shoulder up towards your ear on the stretch side a little bit more. See if you can reach your heel down away on the open side and hike the hip up at the same time a little bit more. The more you do that, the more stretch you'll get. And done. Good stuff. Let's swap it over. 3, 2, 1, go for it. So again, reaching the heel and fingers away from each other on one side, hiking the hip up, shoulder down on the other side. Can you pull that shoulder down a little bit more? Breathe through it. Big reach with the heel, big reach with the hand away from each other, and done. Good stuff. Lovely. Perfect. Okay, so 3 exercises coming up here. One of them is the half frog with the hip rotation, so we've already done that. We're going to do our lateral squat, or you can do a lunge in this position. So what we do is we take a long stride like so. The toes will be pointing forward, and then whatever your range of movement is in this, we're going to bend one knee, bow into it a little bit in the upper body, so you're using your hip, and then you're going to come back up. So that's your lateral squat. And you're using this leg to push down through the floor and away to build that strength in the hip and leg. If you want to make that more challenging, what you do is you step back in, step out into it, lunge down, step back in. I'll show you that to the side as I'm coming towards you. I'm going to step. So whether I finish in the squat or the lunge, see how much of a kind of an angle I'm getting on my hip. I don't need you to stay upright nice and tall. You can bow into it. And as I do a lunge or your squat. So it's all about this hip. Focus on moving that hip and pushing the floor away, whether you're doing the lunge or the squat. So we'll do that 30 seconds on each side. Then we're going to do some Blackburns. But with these, we're going to add in some pauses. So there's 3 pauses you're going to add in. So we're good. Okay, so from this position, we're going to start here, hands on the lower back. Lift the shoulders and elbows up. Come out, straighten the elbows. Thumbs point down towards the floor, hold. Then as you come up, you're going to start to turn the hands. So thumbs towards the roof, level with the shoulders, hold. Just a second or two, and then up into a Y shape, hold. Back to T, hold. Turn the hands in, hold. And then across the back. So shoulders up, hold, T, hold, Y, hold, T, hold, turn in, A, back across the back. Hold, thumbs down, hold, thumbs up, and then that Y shape. So, and then we're going to go after that into our half frog with hip rotation. Sitting back. Rotate open, turn the toe down, lift the hip, turn the knee in. And like I said, when you're coming in, you might feel a little bit of crampy in the hip. Just go whatever you can handle on that one. And that'll be 30 seconds on each side. So get ready for your lateral squats. In position, nice wide stance on these ones. Try not to go too short in your stance. So nice and wide. Remember, you're in charge. It's 30 seconds on each side. You can do 2 in 30 seconds or 32 in 30 seconds. Challenge yourself. That's all you got to do. 3, 2, 1, go for it. So when you come down to the bottom, you should be kind of looking down towards the floor. And push the floor away to come back up. Focus on that bent knee side to shove that floor away to come back up. And stand up tall, so you're squeezing the bum, driving yourself back up. Couple more on this side, keep it going. And change legs, swap it over. So shifting over onto the other leg in 3, 2, 1, go for it. Stand up nice and tall so hips come back in underneath the shoulders. You're not still kind of bent forward into it. So stand up nice and tall. Squeeze the back side of that bent knee side where you're coming back up. Push the floor. Strong. Push the floor. Strong. 10 more seconds on this one. And then we're lying down, face down into our Blackburns. Time, good stuff. Okay, face down onto the ground. Make sure you have enough room for that arc. Look down the whole time as well, trying to look forward. Okay, so chin tucked, looking down. Hands across the lower back. 3, 2, 1, go. So a little pause, thumbs down, hands just outside the body. Into our T shape, up and pause, get more of a T. Into our Y shape, lift the elbows off the floor, hold. Back to the T shape, hold. Turn the thumbs down, shoulders up away from the floor, hold. Pull the hands across the back. Back again, shoulders and elbows up. Hold, thumbs down, hands outside the torso. Up to T's, can you turn a little bit more and keep the hands higher? Into that Y shape, hands up really high, really high. Back to T's, hands up higher, higher, higher.
Turn down, thumbs down, shoulders away from the floor, and across the back to rest. Back again, shoulders up, elbows up, straighten the elbows, thumbs down. Turn, try and rotate the hands up towards the roof in that T shape, holding back into the Ys, up higher, up higher, up higher if you can. Back to T's, up higher, elbows off the floor. Turn, shoulders off the floor, and relax over the back. One more time, shoulders up if you can. Keep going, turn and hold in the Y shape, come up higher, back to the T's, shoulder blades together. Turn thumbs down, shoulders up, shoulder blades together, and done. Good stuff, lovely. And now we're into the half frog with hip stretch. So one leg out straight, hands down in front of us, sit back into it. So more weight is on the knee and the foot as opposed to on the hands. 3, 2, 1, go for it. Turn the foot up, turn the knee up towards the roof and try and point. Imagine there's a big beam of light coming from your knee. And try and just turn that beam of light either way. So turning in and turning out. See what extra range of movement you can get. Just go whatever your body needs to do to get more rotation. And done. Good stuff. Swap it over. So set up, hands out in front. 3, 2, 1. Sit back and rotate. And you might feel one side feels smoother or easier to rotate. See if you can get that intent at the end range. Can you turn in a little bit more? Imagine that beam of light, just visualize it, turn the knee in, turn the knee out as much as you can. Done, good stuff. Give yourself a breather. We're going to do that one more time for today. This is a lot of new stuff. Just one more time for today. Everybody okay? If you are, if you're on Facebook, give me a thumbs up. Or a love, or the hug, the care one, the new emoji. The hugging the heart. Virtual hugs. So taking a little bit more of a rest for about 30 seconds, 20 odd seconds left, and then we're going to go back to the lateral squat. Blackburn with the pauses, just on each pause, we're trying to eke a little bit more height out of it, focusing on the elbow, how high can you keep that up off the floor. Okay, get ourselves ready. Lateral squat. Legs nice and wide. Toes pointing forward. Setting yourself up. In 3, 2, 1. Go for it. Down, back up. Staying on the one leg. Push the floor away. Lunge down, squat down into it. As I said, if you want to make that more challenging, you're going to step in and step back. If not, you just keep into the squat. Keep working the movement. Push the floor away, hips come back in underneath. Push the floor away, make sure that hip comes back in underneath. Lovely stuff. Keep it going, a couple more. Change sides, swap over onto the other leg. Get yourself ready. 3, 2, 1, go for it. Other leg. Super stuff. Excellent. So again, the more you try and do, the harder you're going to make it. The less you do, slowing it down a little bit, you're going to give yourself just a little bit more time to control the movements. So it doesn't matter as long as you're just challenging yourself and you're feeling it. Time, good stuff, lovely. So the Blackburns with the pauses, so face down onto the ground. Get yourself set up. Chin is slightly tucked, so you're looking straight down the whole time. Nose hovers just above the floor. Hands on the lower back, elbows and shoulders up. 3, 2, 1, go. Thumbs facing down. How high can you lift those shoulders? Keep the elbows and shoulders up. Now move towards the T's. Turn the hands so the thumbs are pointing up towards the roof as much as possible. lift the elbow up away from the floor, then into the Ys, elbow up nice and high away from the floor. Back into the Ts, keep those elbows up away from the floor, turn the hands around as you come down, thumbs facing down, shoulders up away from the floor, and then fold the hands across the back. Lift the shoulders back up again, keep the shoulders high as you hold that first position, and then turn the hands, hold that T position, elbows up, shoulder blades together, back into the Ys, elbows up, shoulder blades together, back to the Ts, elbows up, shoulder blades together, turn the thumb down, shoulder blades, shoulders up, and then back across. One more time, shoulders up, thumbs down, hold, straight arms, and then over into the Ts, hold that position, and then into the Ys, hold, shoulders up, elbows up, nice and high, back to the Ts, hold up, hold up, hold up, back to the A's, thumbs down, how high can you lift those shoulders, and rest. Good stuff. Grab your cushion. Back to the half rod with hip rotation, last time. So, leg out nice and straight, hands down out in front of us, but you're sitting back, more weight onto the bent knee side than the long leg side. 3, 2, 1, go for it. Turn, turn, turn that hip open, and then turn it inwards, turn that knee in towards the floor, and then back again. That's it. You can have a look at the leg as well to see what it's doing, and just ask the knee, can you turn out a little bit more? Can you turn in a little bit more? Ask it to give you a little bit more extra movement. Getting that heel up towards the roof as the knee turns down, and then toe up towards the roof as the knee turns out. Done. Good stuff. Swap sides. Change it over. In 3, 2, 1. Go for it. Just turning through the hips, seeing what range you can get, and then get a little bit more. Even the intent of trying to turn a little bit more, even if you don't feel any extra movement, is very good and important. It's the intent that'll fire up your nervous system and build the strength in these kind of small little but very challenging movements. And done. Lovely, good stuff. Perfect. So give yourself a breather. Next, 3 more. So one of them is the foot clocks. That'll be the last one. Again, that'll be our 10 to 6 foot clocks. And 2 others then we're going to do a hip bridge with feet elevated. So you're going to need something to pop your heels up on top of, a chair or a couch. And we're going to do 1.5 reps on this. So if you have a look, so the heels are digging down into the couch. I'm going to lift the heels up, trying to kind of bridge myself up, squeezing my backside. I'm going to come down halfway, and I'm going to push again, and then come down to the floor. So it's up, half, down, up, half, down, up, half, down, okay? So you're getting an extra little bit of contraction in the glutes. So we'll do that for 60 seconds. And then we're going to go into a scapular push-up with an arm reach. This can be done on the knees, leaning onto the couch, or on the floor, okay? And it can be done on the toes as well. So I'll show you here what it looks like just on the couch. What I'm going to do is keeping my elbows straight, squeeze the shoulder blades together, so I'm dropping my chest down towards my elbows, and then I'm going to push away. And then in this position, once I've pushed, I'm going to try and reach my hand away, and then back down. So on the other side then, I'm going to reach the other hand. So I'm just going to do 1 rep, 1 hand raise. So I'm going to drop my chest down between my shoulders, shoulder blades come together. I'm going to push away so the shoulder blades separate, and then try and lift that hand up. Now while you're doing that, whether you're on your knees and you're on your toes, the wider your knees, the more balance you're going to feel. The narrower your feet or your knees, the more challenging that's going to feel. So I'll show you kind of an extreme example on that in terms of if my feet are very close together and I get my push up here, I'm going to find it very challenging because I don't have that base of support underneath me. So wider feet. I'm trying to build control on that, but as I said, it can be done on the knees. And just 1 hand raise after each one. And I said, go wider, more wide than you think. It shouldn't be massively too hard to balance in that position. And if it is, it means your knees aren't wide enough or your feet aren't wide enough. So set yourself in position. Sorry, then we're going to do foot clocks. So again, our 10 to 6 foot clocks from 1, 10 o'clock all the way around to 6.
back to 10. We're just, as I said, trying to move the pelvis a little bit more, straight leg here. And then as I'm coming around, I'll face you as I'm coming around to 6. So I'm going to try and, you know, hold myself in this position. I'm using this foot to kind of pull my hip open. This bent knee, standing leg is bent, and my hip, I'm trying to face it towards 6 o'clock. And then I'm going back to that 10 o'clock position. And again, as I said, if you need something for a little bit of support and balance, use a wall beside you. So hip bridge, feet elevated, the scapular push-ups with arm reach. With the arm reach as well, as if you're finding it too challenging, you don't have to do it. Just focus on scapular push-ups, great for the shoulder stability and strength, and then the foot blocks. So get ourselves set up with the hip bridge, feet elevated, in position. Scoot yourself in fairly close to the couch or the chair. 3, 2, 1, go for it. So pushing the heels through the floor all the way up, back down a half, back up, all the way back down. So 1.5 reps. The half is the top half, and just go at whatever pace is going to challenge you. But it should all come from the backside. Think about bridging the hips up. Think about tucking the pelvis, rolling yourself up on each movement the whole time. We're halfway on this one. Remember, it's not about how high you're getting the hips. It's about how much of a squeeze you're getting in the backside. How much of the work has been done by the bum, back of the thighs. Less than 20 seconds to go on this one. Super stuff. 10 seconds to go. So you got a few more to go, nearly there. And change. So scapular push-ups. Again, scapula is your shoulder blade. So wide knees, leaning on with the hands elevated. Keep your elbows straight, drop down and push away. And then just reach the hand up if you can. 3, 2, 1, go for it. So 30 seconds here. So shoulders, blades move together and then away from each other. Shoulder blades together and then away from each other. And try and reach the hand up high if you can. Remember, wider knees, wider feet. I'm going to help you with that. Pushing away. And time, good stuff. So up to standing for your foot blocks. So we're starting on the left foot is straight. Turn the hips over towards 10 o'clock. 3, 2, 1, go for it. Open yourself up to 6 o'clock with a bent knee, back to 10 with a straight leg. Open yourself up towards 6 o'clock with a bent knee, and open the hips out, and then back towards 10 o'clock. And again, just work through that. Find a steady rhythm. Again, you don't have to be precise on your time. We're not the world clock. So just get whatever feels like you're able to get rotated as much towards that 10, 9 o'clock side. And then how much can you open your hips back out for the 6 o'clock one? And done, good stuff. Let's swap over. So standing on your right leg. Turn towards 2 o'clock and bring the foot there. 3, 2, 1, go for it. Open towards 6 with a bent knee. Back into 2 o'clock with a straight leg. Bend the knees, you come around to 6. Again, you're using your foot for balance. That moving foot for balance, and to try and open your hips up that a little bit more, or close your hips up and rotate into it a little bit more, depending on which direction you're facing. Try not to pause overly long in each position because it'll get way harder. Last one if you can. And done. Good stuff. Lovely. Okay, perfect. Good stuff. So we'll do that one more time and that's us done for today. So we'll do that one more time and that's us done for today. It's warm today, isn't it? Sweating. What do you open a window? I suppose I have 2 big studio lights beating down on top of me as well. Okay, so about 30 more seconds and then we'll go back into it. Again, with a lot of these exercises again that we're starting off and they're new, they take time to master. They take time to just even kind of get a hang of and stuff like that. Forget about mastering. So don't worry about that. The more you do it, the more your body will start to kick in and kind of figure out, okay, I'll have to use this muscle, or this joint needs to open up, or I'll kind of do this to get better at it. But if you do have any questions on them, pop me an email afterwards, leave me a comment, whatever it is. And as I said, I can kind of give you a little bit of an individual instruction on it. So our hip bridge, push-ups, and foot clocks. So get yourself set up for your hip bridges. Lying on the ground, dig the heels in on top of a couch or a chair. Okay, ready to go. 3, 2, 1, go for it. Bridge the hips up, back down by a half, hips up and all the way down. Hips up, down by a half, and again. All from the back of the legs and the hip. So dig the heels in, initiate the movement from the legs, not from the upper body, not from the torso. You're not trying to lift your hips up, you're trying to push the couch down. Push the couch down and the hips will go up. And squeeze, good stuff. Keep it going. Halfway. Again, go whatever tempo is suitable for you to give you a good training effect, a good feel on those muscles. Super work. Last few reps, last few reps. Again, just do whatever you can. Finish strong. A couple more. And time, good stuff. So set it up for your push-ups, scapular push-ups. As I said, whether your hands are elevated or not, make sure you're leaning forward on towards the hands and the thighs are at an angle. 3, 2, 1, go for it. So shoulder blades together, push away, lift the hand up, shoulder blades together, push away. As you lift the hand, thumb up towards the roof. The hand will move slightly away from the midline of the body as well. So it's in a kind of a, like the Y shape we did on the Blackburns. Just let it move at a kind of an angle. Keep leaning forward. Last one. Done. Good stuff. Back up to your foot clocks. Get yourself up to standing. Standing on the left foot. Straight leg. Turn the hips towards 10, even 9 o'clock. Foot out in front just to help you get a little extra twist. 3, 2, 1. Go for it. Open to 6. Open up. Over to 10. Open to 6. Open up. Over to 10. And again, focus on your hip movement more so than the foot. So the foot's going to help you pull yourself around or push you back around a little bit more as you eke out a few more degrees of rotation. And it's all in that left hip and left ankle and left foot that we're working. And time, good stuff. So standing on the right foot, remember it's straight. Turn the hips, face towards 2 or 3 o'clock. Use the foot to help you rotate a little bit more. 3, 2, 1, go for it. Turn around towards 6. Open the pelvis, back towards 2. Push into it. Use the foot to help you out. Rotating over the hip. Turn the pelvis as much as it'll go. Couple more, nearly there. And done. Good stuff. Super work. So I think that deserves some relaxation and breathing now. So just grab yourself a drink of water, let yourself rest out a fraction. And then for the breathing, we're going to do our tempo breathing. So you can choose whatever tempo you want to start with your breath. The beauty about tempo breathing is as you add the count, if you start at 2 and then go to 3s and then 4s and then 5s, the more you kind of hold that breath, the more the body just kind of resets into how it's supposed to more naturally breathe, i.e. with the belly breathing, and the muscles down here as opposed to breathing up through the chest and the shoulders. So the breath holds are very, very good. And then the slow exhales, just to control the release of that air, again, just gets those muscles much more controlled, which means that when you do need to breathe, like when you're working out or something like that, or playing any sports or anything like that, the breathing becomes you get way more oxygen in because you're able to just You have much more air coming in and out. So anyway, to focus on the breathing, again, start at a 2 or a 3 count, whatever's comfortable rhythm for you. 2 in, hold for 2, 2 out, hold for 2, or 3 or 4, whatever you want to start with, and then add a count as we're going along. I'll kind of cue you to do that. And then just find a comfortable spot. You can lie down or sit in a chair, whatever you want to start to chill out and relax. So get yourself comfortable so you can relax more. And then just bring your attention into that breath. So everything's through the nose. And just focus onto your count of your breathing. So in for whatever count you want, 2 or 3 counts. Get that hold. Out through the nose for that slow release. Hold. And continue. And as you continue your breathing, you can allow your eyes to soften and close, which as you do can help you start to relax more now. And just allowing your breathing just to get into a steady rhythm, a comfortable rhythm, a rhythm that allows you and helps you just to let go and relax more. Allows you just to sink down deeper, soften anywhere in the body you choose to soften, letting go, perhaps your face, just softening from your forehead down to your cheeks, letting go, softening down the neck and into the shoulders, relaxing, just everything to becoming more comfortable, letting go, drifting down deeper, because with each breath out, you can relax more. With each breath hold, you can allow your body to naturally start to breathe more optimally. But just getting a steady rhythm, whatever is comfortable for you. And if you feel you're fairly comfortable on it, you can choose to add a count to each phase. Or you can choose to stay as you are. It's entirely up to you. Whatever you do choose, you can let it help you drift down deeper, help you soften those muscles anywhere you choose, and let go more now. As you notice those sensations that you feel, the sensations of comfort and relaxation, perhaps you can notice some area of the body more relaxed than others. And as you do that, you can allow that sensation to start to spread and wave and drift, bringing with it more relaxation to the rest of the body, allowing you to let go even more now and drift down even deeper. So letting go, softening all the way from the top of your head, drifting down through your body to the tips of the toes. So waves of relaxation all across your back and drifting over the front up to the tip of your nose. Letting go. Choosing to stay at this rhythm of breathing or choosing to add a count, knowing that it's going to help you to relax, whatever you choose, to relax even more. So I don't know how much more you can relax now, but it's whatever you choose to help. Feel those sensations drifting and waving and swerving through your body. Just wave after wave after wave of relaxation, drifting away. Every breath back in, bringing that oxygen into the body, allowing this to recover and regenerate re-energize our body. Every breath out, sending another wave of relaxation and comfort through the body. So as you stay as you are for now, just allow your breathing to do whatever naturally comes to you. Just allow it to settle and get into a more natural breathing pattern for you. And as you do that, taking a few deeper breaths in, starting to get a little bit more energized. Wiggling your fingers and toes, allowing yourself to become alert and energized, sending some ripples of energy through the body. You can open your eyes and wide awake, refreshed and energized, ready to go. All done for today. Super work. Leave me a comment, and as I said, we'll enjoy some new exercises now over the next while. And I shall, leave me a comment, let me know how you get on, and I shall talk to you soon. Very well done. Super work. Well done, Helen, Sheena, and Ursula. Who else do we have on? Sue, Kevin, Bernadette, Brona. Super work, guys. Very well done. Yes, Ursula, I was thinking about you when I heard that last night. Super work. Great week. Susan. Great work, great week. Lovely second week. Great work, Susan. Super stuff. Well done, Kevin. Super work, Ruth.